We will explore the 9 things people see at the moment of their death. When a loved one passes, their families are filled with questions. How will they feel? Will they be at peace? Are they okay? There are memories that hurt, and at the same time we hold the emptiness in our hearts as a reflection of the love that was shared. Love never dies. It merely changes form. If you have lost a loved one, perhaps when you close your eyes, you can still feel their presence. And certainly when you think of your loved one, your heart fills with pain. If you have ever felt this way, this video is for you. Today, I will share the 9 things that people physically see at the moment of death. The information in this video comes directly from the Bible, but also from accounts of people who have had a near-death experience, also known by the acronym NDE. These are people who sometimes reach a state of clinical death, but then come back to life and are able to explain what they saw when they died. First, the person sees their departed loved ones. When they die, they see them clearly, waiting to guide them toward the light, which leads them with peace and joy. Imagine your loved one on their deathbed, their eyes close, but then they open in a new world. There, in the twilight between life and death, familiar faces appear. Those who departed earlier are neither a dream nor a hallucination. They are there, waiting as if they knew it was their time, and the place where they wait is also a place protected by God, because God is not the God of the dead, but of the living, for to him all are alive. According to Ecclesiastes, the spirit returns to its origin, where loved ones are. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. The person at death clearly sees without a doubt that these departed loved ones are there to guide them. There is no fear, no loneliness, just an indescribable peace and a warm light that envelops the scene. Psalm 36 also reinforces this idea. For with you is the fountain of life. In your light we see light. Some report that at the moment the deceased sees the light, those accompanying the dying can feel something, a sweet floral scent that fills the room. It's a sign, a whisper from beyond, a manifestation of those spirits who have come to take their loved one to a place of peace. I want to take a brief moment to encourage you to write in the comments, as it can greatly help others who share your knowledge about their departed loved ones. Explain how much you miss that person. Many people watching this video will be going through difficult times due to the loss of a loved one, and it can comfort them greatly to read about your experience and know they are not alone. By doing so, you can help others who watch this video and want to feel understood and know that there are more people going through the same situation. For example, you can describe the pain you felt or feel in losing someone close, or what you did to overcome the loss, or even explain what advice from others helped you at the time. Your comment could help many of us. Now, continuing, we were talking about how sometimes when a loved one passes, those around them can detect a slight smell of flowers. This is a moment full of tension and drama, a clash between the earthly and the divine that forces us to reflect on the fragility of our existence and what really matters at the end of the road. For in these last moments, riches, achievements, and daily concerns fade away. Only love remains, the invisible bond that unites those who departed before us, and so, at the moment of death, a truth we all must face. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. There is nothing more powerful than the love that transcends death, a love that knows no limits or boundaries, and in the end, we all meet in that light, guided by those who preceded us. Because death is not the end, but the beginning of a new journey. Number 2, a sense of detachment from material possessions. Secondly, another sensation that patients nearing death experience is that all the things they own in life, all material possessions, become unimportant. This is positive because it means they don't cling to anything and can transcend directly without any problem. Imagine the last breath of your loved one, the moment when everything you know dissolves into nothing. At that precise moment when life escapes like sand between the fingers, something incredible happens. In the material world, everything that was once important loses its value. The house you loved so much, the car you cared for diligently, the jewelry, the titles, the achievements, all fade away in a sigh. None of it matters anymore. It's as if, at the time of death, a truth is revealed, a truth we ignore throughout our lives. When someone is about to die, a brutal honesty takes over their mind. It's at this moment that they realize that the possessions, wealth, and goods they accumulated with so much effort are merely shadows, illusions that hold no weight on the threshold between life and death. Because we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can take nothing out of it. This verse resonates strongly at that moment when the dying person detaches from everything material. It's a release, a final severance with the earthly world that allows them to move forward unchained to the unknown. It's a moment of pure, raw truth. Everything they fought for, everything that once caused worry, simply vanishes. What matters isn't found in tangible things. It's not the big house, nor the money in the bank, nor the objects that once defined identity. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world, yet forfeit his soul? This question suddenly takes on an overwhelming significance. In the end, all that remains is the bare soul, free from the ties of the world, and this is where the reflection becomes almost universally profound. In the end, all that exists is something beyond the material, something that transcends the physical world. It's a feeling we all share, though sometimes we forget it in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Death reminds us of this truth in a way we cannot ignore. At that moment we understand that true wealth is not in what we possess, but in what we are, in what we carry in our hearts and souls. This detachment, this abandonment of the material, is a curse, but also a blessing. It allows us to cross to the other side without burdens, without weights that sink us into darkness. It prepares us for a meeting with the eternal, with the divine. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven. In death, this teaching becomes true. It is then that the light shines brightest. When the soul is free from bondage, it ascends towards the infinite. This is the final act of liberation. At the end of the road, only what truly matters remains. The material dissolves, and the soul prepares for the great journey. It's a reminder to all of us that in life, the essential isn't in what we own, but in what we are, in the love we give, and the peace we carry with us. Because in the end, that is the only wealth we can carry. Let's continue with the third thing that people see when they die. Number 3. They see their own body from above. Thirdly, when they die physically, people often see their body from above, observing all the people present. They see those around them crying, suffering, and witness everything that happens around them. In that moment, they perceive everything, hear everything, and feel everything. They may even say goodbye to their loved ones. Imagine for a moment that life, with all its pain and beauty, comes to an end. Your loved one takes their last breath, and what happens next is something beyond the imaginable. Suddenly, your loved one is no longer in their body, but they haven't completely disappeared either. They find themselves floating, suspended in a space between life and the eternal. From above, they see their motionless body, surrounded by faces full of pain, tears, and despair. But your loved one is somewhere else, a place from where they observe what happens as a spectator of their own death. This moment is one of the most shocking that a person can experience after death, because a body without spirit is dead. So don't forget to click on the video that appears on the screen and continue your journey of knowledge and faith with us. See you there.